Super Bowl 52. The biggest sporting event in the world, coming at you this year from Minneapolis. It's the Patriots.
White the single back with Brady up under center. He takes the snap. He play fakes to White. He stands in the end zone. He looks down the middle. He fires and the ball is caught in the back of the end zone by Danny. It's a catch. Amendola. Touchdown. Patriots. It's a catch. He made the grab just inside the end line. And New England is taking the lead. I love Tom Brady.
It's the Eagles.
Clemens, the single setback. 3 receivers right, 1 left. They come right back into flea flicker. Back to Foles. He's going deep down the far side of the field. And it is caught! Touchdown! Torrey Smith! 41 yards!
Want to go to the game?
I don't think so.
Only 4 questions stand between you and a trip to the big game. Super Bowl 52 in Minneapolis. It's Super Bowl Trivia on Mad Dog Sports Radio. Now, introducing your host, the Marquis Russo.
Yes, sir. The Marquis in a foul mood. And we will be rough, and you are going to work your rear ends off. I'll explain in a sec. Trivia contest is brought to you by ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified candidates for businesses of all sizes. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Sunday. Okay, now, we ended Tuesday's trivia show. Well, we ended Tuesday's show. We did trivia all day with major questions with our 2 winners and major issues all across the board, to the point where last night on a train ride home, I could not read my beloved New York Times, and even Bill, who never is reachable, once he walks out this front door, texted me and then was actually on the phone, basically in tears, on the way the situation was handled yesterday by everybody involved. And Bing Cow, we talked about him. He, of course, the executive producer of Everybody Loves a Millionaire, one of the great game show creators in the history of this country. He had to cheer Bill up. He had to cheer me up. We walked out of here last night really disheveled based on what could have been in the 30 years, well, maybe it's not that long. In the 25 years I've done a contest, it's at least that's 10 here, 15 at FAN. That's about right. 25 years that I've done a quarter of a century. I walked out of here yesterday probably at the lowest ebb that I have ever walked out of any studio in my long, I won't use the word illustrious, I'll let you fill that word in, career behind the microphone. Yesterday's performance, all the way around, contestants included, was abysmal. And this has to change. We have to be in a situation where the spirit of the contest is handled properly. And we are at the point now where we have contestants who treat this as World War III. We have hosts who get a little sloppy. We have legal departments who at times, could be a little haywire. And as a result of that, and we have a program director who is busy getting Kyle's baseball schedule together with Colorado. So as a result of that, it all came into a perfect storm head yesterday, and that's the reason everybody felt blue. Now, we have decided, I didn't decide it, the legal department of SiriusXM, and it went all the way to the top in the last 24 hours. The legal department has decided that there was a misconstrued rule that either wasn't worded right, worded poorly, or just misread, but misread because it wasn't handled properly on their end. So Dave, the big lawyer from East 69th Street, is going to be a winner in our second trivia contest that we did yesterday. That, of course, Dave, who won it 2 years ago. In case I'll give you a little recap, in case you missed it. He won it 2 years ago. He answered 4 questions. After we got through the third question, we asked him, well, he said it. He volunteered it. No, I won it 2 years ago. I, thinking that was a 5-year gap, 5-year probation period, that once you win a contest, you couldn't win one for the 5 years. So I put him on hold. We then went through the internet to see how we handled it on our webpage. That was very confusing. And then we went through the internet again to see what, in fact, the rules stipulated, because we didn't know if it was 12 months or 5 years. And by the time we got back to Dave, we had ascertained, as it turns out, fortunately, correctly, that he was able, based on what the rules said, that he was able to continue the game, and he got the fourth question, and he won, and he got his trip. Now, in the process of that, we went through the rules and everything else, and we realized that we, the company, had made a mistake in which we said the guests of a trivia winner couldn't go on a trip only once every 5 years, while the winner themselves could participate, after 12 months had elapsed, which obviously is not the case. It's really the other way around. The winner has to wait 5 years. The guest can't go until every 12 months. So we had screwed that up, and let's give kudos to the legal department. They overnight looked at it, realized that they had erred, and we have decided, and that we had to, because it was the right thing to do, because the contest rules said what they said. So Dave gets a chance to go to the Super Bowl, so he is a winner. So that answers the first part. Now, you can make the argument, and my lovely wife said it last night, you can make the argument that Dave from East New York, or East 69th Street, should say, you know what, I won it 2 years ago, let me give somebody else a chance. And, he's a professional contestant. He likes to win. So he wants, this is a guy who probably can buy the city of Minnesota and the stadium. But, as a result of that, you can make the argument that maybe you lay low if you're a contestant, because it's going against the spirit of the rule. So anyway, he didn't do that. He won fair and square as the rules stipulated. And off he goes to Minnesota. He can bring a guest. I don't know what the deal is about the guest has to wait 5 years. That's what the rules say. I don't know how they're going to handle that, the legal department. But the bottom line is, if he took one kid or one wife last time and he wants to be careful, he take the other kid or the other mistress this time. Bottom line is, Dave can go to the ball game a week from Sunday and on the house, and away we go. So that's the first thing. Now, that clears that up, and we'll take responsibility. I'll take responsibility, not knowing for sure if it was 12 months or 5 years. I'll have Steve take the responsibility. He is the program director. He is not a lawyer. He's not Harry Hamlin. This is not LA law, but you can make the argument that Steve should have had that clarified, did not. Bill's got enough to do with the questions and everything else. It's hard to pinpoint the blame on Bill. But if you want to go one step further, we gave Bill the week off, and, we didn't know specifically what it was, and we are on the air doing a contest, and we probably should have. So there's blame to go all the way around. It began upstairs legal department in not phrasing the question right, and God, please change the website and don't put the two contests on the same webpage. It throws everybody off, and I guess Bill told me today they did, so the website has been cleared up. So we get that taken care of. Now, the second aspect of this is, to me, a little bit more disturbing. Anybody can make a boo-boo. Sirius is a tremendous place. Give more the credit. They'd give the tickets. I don't want to get on Sirius, but we made a mistake. We owned up to it. That takes care of that. The second mistake is to me, more worrisome. And this is where this contest, in a lot of ways, has gotten out of hand. There's 9,000 calls trying to get through on Monday in our second hour would indicate. Now, Lee in Pittsburgh, she won earlier yesterday the contest. Now, everybody smelled a rat because she answered two questions, 3 and 4, so routinely and so quickly, it just didn't feel right. Third question was, where did Hank Stram start his coaching career in college, essentially? He's a Super Bowl winning coach. We hadn't asked it, and she in a second said Notre Dame. And then the second one was another soundbite, which she answered. Now, here's our problem. And we can't do anything about this either. But here's our problem. She is part of the Connecticut mob. Now, you have heard me talk about the Connecticut mob forever. Well, the Connecticut mob are a group of contestants in northeastern Connecticut who know me from a long time ago, who like to basically be flies in the ointment and not only, target us every 5 seconds and, go through rules and find loopholes and all those kinds of things, but they also are professional contestants and they like to win. Now, they did not know, the rule of 5 years, they knew you had to wait 5 years. Now, as it turns out, they were going to get away with it anyway because the loophole work for them as it worked for Dave, but they thought it was 5 years. So they had Lee involved in Pittsburgh. Now, Lee is part of the Connecticut mob. She is either a family member, wife, sister, but she has this. We did a little Columbo detective work. She's got the same phone number as former Connecticut mob folks who have won, and the same last name. Now, she's from Connecticut. Where did she say she was from yesterday? Pittsburgh. Her name is not Lee. It's Lisa. So I have a contestant yesterday. I think, wow, Pittsburgh. Look at that. And now she had a Pittsburgh area code, but she's from Connecticut. And her name was Lisa, not Lee. Not that that makes any difference, but there was not the same first name. Furthermore, I was stunned that she got the answers right, especially the soundbite. So I said, where in the world how did you know that that was who that was? And she said, well, my husband, Jimmy. Her husband's not Jimmy, it's Sean. Went to the University of New Mexico, where the winner was from. Her husband did not go to the University of New Mexico. He's part of the Connecticut mob up in Connecticut. So she won. We can't do anything about it right now, but she did not come clean. They try to circumvent the loophole, have family members play instead of the real, and then play, and then have the guy who won 2 years ago or last year give her the answers while she's on the phone. So that makes us look bad. So they won a couple years ago. Well, I can't win now, so let me have my wife do it. We'll put her in a different city. We'll change her name. We'll make believe I'm Jimmy, and then I went to the University of New Mexico. Now, folks, that is not the idea. No, we can't do anything about it. She won. She's going, and I'm even going to send her a check for $200 because she got a Maritime Law question right. And you know, the second question you get, if you get the contest won, you get a $200 bonus. The first question, you get a $100 bonus if you include the Maritime Law segment. But that's not the point. The point is here is that we, and I really mean Bill more than anybody else, to be fair. I got to be fair. Bill works his rear end off. Now, he's compensated. He doesn't have to produce Tory, which is a break. He's compensated, and he gets the answer, but he has to bust his rear end. Find all the questions, do the audio, do everything on his own. Listen, I don't help him do it. I'm doing shows. Now, I go through with him a little bit. I spend a couple of hours, maybe the last part of the week, to see what's going on, but that's his deal. The spirit of this contest is to get everybody involved, give away a nice prize, get people involved in the show, do a little something different in a dead week, and, me play the game of the Marquis, get the music going, and challenge people. Now, for the most part, it is done properly. This time it wasn't. We had to foul up. We'll take the hit. That's our fault. All right? We did not handle that right from top all the way to this chair. That includes me. We did not handle it. It wasn't written right. It wasn't on an email. It wasn't on the computer right. I didn't pick it up. Bill didn't pick it up. Tory, of course, didn't pick it up. Nobody picked it up. And I have to pick it up because they pay me a lot of money to pick these things up. That's why I'm sitting here for 10 years. Pay me a lot of money. Chris, that's your job. And there, buck stops with me. There's some truth to that. So we'll take that for that one. And Dave goes the way he goes. You know what? He wants to win it every 5 years. He wants to get his jollies up by beating us at the contest. I can't do anything about it. That's the way it goes. The other one bothers me because the spirit of this, as I said, is to have fun. I like it when Freddie Couples texts and I says I can't get enough of this. Keep it going. I like it when my little 12-year-old is glued to it to hear about and he hates sports and what the contest is about. My wife's involved. My brother-in-law says, well, you're a nutcase. Give me the tickets. I'll go. Jimmy, my buddy. That's what's fun about it. We got the guy from Everybody Loves a Millionaire who's been listening I'm not BSing you, who's listened the last 2 years. We wouldn't know him if you fell on him. He jumped in, loves the way we do it. His job is quiz shows, loves the way he does it. And we went out to breakfast with him in L.A. at the World Series. Bill and me. The two of us. And this guy's a huge guy. He's not some small guy. And he's from Detroit. He wouldn't know Chris Russo if I fell on him. He gets into it. So it's been successful. But the idea here is the spirit. Fun. Enjoy it. And now you got me mad, and you got everybody all down in the dumps that, this contest is a mess. Now, it's my job here in the next 3 days to clean it up and end on a solid note. And I will do that, and I'm going to do it shortly. We're going to start here in a minute, and this is all going to be forgotten. But you as a contestant, you need to know, too, that you're part of this. And using relatives and maneuvering and, doing the things that you like to do, looking at loopholes in the rules and doing all these stupid little things is not the idea. You don't need the trip to Minneapolis that badly, for crying out loud. And that's what bothers me. Enough of it. We will come back and get it started. Mad Dog Unleashed.